Hi guys, in today's video I'm sharing with you how I did my YouTube intro using Keynote. Let's get started. So first we're going to head over to Keynote. We're going to open that up and click New Document. Then you want to make sure you're having a white presentation and you want to use the white background. Go ahead and delete any of those words that appear on the screen. And then you want to make sure you go up to the upper right hand corner and select the Document tab. Go down to the slide size and choose custom slide size and change that to 1280 by 720. Okay, once you've changed the size of your template, the next step is to insert any pictures or anything you've had. I already went ahead and pulled my pictures from Google. I just Googled whatever background pics I wanted and I went ahead and saved that to my download folder and pulled that into Keynote. The next step, I am adding text. As you can see, I am just adding separately my H for Happy Living Now and then the rest of the phrase. The reason I did that was I wanted my H in a different font and size than the rest of the phrase. So I did go ahead and insert the H by itself and then the rest of the text. Then you just want to make sure you go ahead and play with the font and the colors and the size. As you can see here, there are tons of fonts on the right hand side. And then you go ahead and adjust the size to your liking as well and the color. As you know, this channel is Happy Living Now, so hence the phrase, and I'm just playing with it and dragging and moving it along to make sure it's centered. And you do have guidelines in Keynote that show you whether or not your items are centered. So as I move the phrase along, there will be a yellow line that will appear both horizontally and vertically to show me that whatever it is I'm moving is in fact centered on the page. The next step is to include or insert my lines that form the rectangle around Happy Living Now. If you remember, we had that clockwise moving line or rectangle around Happy Living Now, so that's what we're doing now. Now, once I have laid out my lines to form my rectangle, the next step I am just messing around with the effects. I am adding drop shadows or different effects to the lines, to each of the lines to get whatever effect I want. I'm also changing the colors and adjusting the thickness of the line. So feel free to mess around with the effects to get the look that you're looking for. And then once I've found the appropriate look, I just go ahead and animate both the background and the lines. So I'm just going to go ahead and speed right through that so you can see. Now, in order to apply the effects or the animation to your whatever it is you have on your template, you want to go ahead to the top right hand corner and click animate. And so with my background, you see I'm messing here with the different animations they have. I think I finally went for, I believe, the sparkle effect. That's what I went for, which was the final effect, which just showed up on the screen here. I applied the sparkle effect to the background, and you have different options of how you want it to appear. You can have it from bottom to top to bottom, left to right, right to left. It's up to you. Play around with it and again see what makes the most sense for you. I chose left to right. And then I'm also going to apply animation to my phrase Happy Living Now as well. So I'm going to select that and go over to the animate tab, and then I believe I chose a lens sphere effect for that as well. Now you can also change the duration of how your effects are appearing. So feel free to change that. Now with my lines, I'm also doing an effect and an animation. So I did apply the line draw animation to each line to make it go in the clockwise direction that we saw it appear around Happy Living Now in the intro. Now the next step is to go to build order. That's at the bottom of the screen. That allows you to be able to choose the order that you want the different items to appear on your animation or your intro. So you can move items in place as to how you want them to appear. You can group items together. and you can either choose whether you want those things to start the animation on click or right on transition automatically. So you can see here that I have my marble background appearing first, and then I kind of grouped the H and the happy living now together to appear together. Then that's the first part of the slide. The next step is to add a second slide. So I just went ahead, clicked the first slide and duplicated that. And then I want to add my build out, which means how my screen will exit or how my intro or whatever it is I add on the screen will exit. And then I go ahead and add my social media icons. Again, I pull those out of Google and I just Googled the social media icons PNG or transparent background. So I search for Instagram transparent background, Twitter icon transparent background, and I save those and then I pull those onto my template in Keynote. And then of course you see that I'm resizing those and just play around with it with the size, and we're also going to animate those as well. Now I did go ahead and add my crumble effect on the second screen, and then after that I went ahead and changed that and applied that to the build out on the first screen. So again, play with it. You can see that I'm just messing around with the fonts, the size, the colors, and I am just messing around with the icons and applying the animations there. So after we've played around, the next step is to just make sure that everything plays how we want it to be, and then we go ahead and export that. So you're going to go to File, Save or Export as a movie, and then you want to make sure the resolution is at 1080p and that it is self-playing, and you export it and save it to wherever you want to save it to. Next, we're going to apply some music to our intro. So we go ahead to iMovie, and we're going to select create movie. Actually, we're going to go ahead and create a new movie. So you're going to double click create new and click on create the movie, and then when you're actually in iMovie, you're going to import that video that you saved from wherever you saved it. Now because I already had my intro, I'm just going to pull that into iMovie. So I'm actually going to pull my actual intro into iMovie and work on it from there. Now once I've pulled that into iMovie, then you see that I've removed the audio, I've detached the audio from that video because again, that was my actual intro. I seem to have lost footage of, actually adding the music onto my video. So I went ahead and detached the audio of my actual music on my intro so that you could see how I applied the music. So once we've imported our video, we just go ahead and drag that to the timeline, and we're gonna go ahead and find some music. And we found the sound that we actually want. You're just gonna go ahead and clip that, or if you want the entire sound or parts of the song, you're gonna go ahead and clip that wherever you want it, and you're gonna go ahead and drag that onto your timeline as well below the video clip that you've added to your timeline. So you can see here I want just a particular part of the song. So I'm just cropping that and I'm dragging that right into the timeline below my video clip. And I'm also going to adjust that to the start of the video and go ahead and split the clip to get rid of any excess songs that I don't want. And that's pretty much it at this point. You're just going to play with it, make sure the song aligns how you want it, and then that's it. That's pretty much it at this point. So for me, with my music, I definitely like to have a little fade in at the end. You hear that in a lot of my intros and my outros that the music fades out. And so that's what I did. I just faded out the end, the music towards the end of the video, played it once more to make sure that it sounded as I wanted. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just save that. So we're gonna go ahead to iMovie, go back to projects, and then you're gonna save it, entitle the video clip however you want to save it, um, and then you're gonna hit OK, and on your project dashboard you're gonna go ahead and select that project, click share project, and you're gonna hit file, and then you're just gonna proceed to save it as you normally would any file. You're gonna save it as an intro, make sure the resolution is again at 1080p, and then you're just gonna go ahead and save that wherever. All right, so that's how I did my YouTube intro. If you do have a Mac, definitely this is useful to you. If you do have Windows or PC, you can definitely use the concepts here and apply it to your Windows Movie Maker or whatever other Windows movie software you have, and get yourself a YouTube intro. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know this is a little bit different than the content on my channel, but if you found it useful, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, drop them below. I will see you guys next time. Bye.